disquieting by far was the heavy chain wrapped around the coffin. It almost seemed like a concerted effort had been made to keep whatever rested within the coffin from getting back out. And the way the chain rattled dully in the winter light echoed the desperate fear of those who bore the oak box. The party came to a halt at the center of the bridge. That was where the structure jutted out an extra yard on either side, forming a small gathering place over the river. The old man who led them pointed to one side. With much shuffling of their feet, the men bearing the coffin hustled over to the railing. Giving a shudder, the sturdy man by the elder's side reached for the weapons girding his waist. Steel stakes, a good 1.5 feet long. The man had at least half a dozen of them in a pouch on his belt. His other hand pulled out the hammer he wore on the opposite side of his belt. The old-fashioned gunpowder revolver he had holstered there didn't even merit a glance. Loosing an anguished scream, one of the women scrambled toward the coffin, but her neighbor and the rest of the men managed to restrain her. "You simmer down!" the old man shouted at her reproachfully. The woman hid her face in her hands. If not for those supporting her, she'd undoubtedly have collapsed on the spot. Casting an emotionless glance at the slender coffin, the elder raised his right hand to his shoulder and began to intone the words befitting such a ceremony. "I am here today, my heart like unto a mournful abyss beyond description. Gino Bolan, beloved daughter of Seko Bolan and resident number 8009 of the village of Tsepesh, Western Frontier Sector 7, fell victim to the despised nobility and passed away last night." At this, the faces of the pallbearers grew visibly paler, but the elder may not have noticed. 6 pairs of eyes restlessly shifted about, their collective gaze turning imploringly to the calm surface of the river. There was nothing to see there, nothing whatsoever out of the ordinary. Within the coffin, something stirred, not someone, something. The men's faces inched closer to the coffin, as if caught in its gravity. Clank, clank, went the chains. The men's faces grew white as a sheet. The mayor shouted the name of the man with the stakes. "Down! Put it down!" the armed man said in a terror-cramped tone as he stepped closer. The other men didn't comply with his command. Brains and nerves and even muscles stiffened as fear stampeded through their bodies. This was by no means the first such ceremony they'd been involved in. However, the phenomenon now taking place in that box on their shoulders was patently impossible. For pity's sake, it was daytime! Seeing the condition of the others, the man with the hammer and stake clanged his weapons together, shouting tersely, "Set her down on the railing!" The result was evident enough. Whatever spell had held the men waned, and the coffin, which was a heartbeat shy of being thrown over the side, came to rest on the thick handrail. 3 of the men still supported the other side of it. It was a weird frenzy of activity on the bridge that fine, pre-vernal day. The well-armed man dashed over and set the sharpened steel tip of a stake against the lid of the coffin. His granite-tough face was deeply streaked by fear and impatience. The timing of this flew in the face of his vast personal experience and undermined the confidence he drew from long years on the job.